Are we live? Of course we're live. What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. It is a champions setting. Everything that I've said for 5 years, 6 years. Some people here, bottom right, was laughing. Well, he ain't laughing right now, is he? Huh? Or you, Bram? You're not laughing, are you now, huh? Declan Rice, show me a picture of Declan Rice in a trophy. I'll send it to you later, baby. I'll send it to you. You deserve to stay up. You're lucky you survived. But it's happy days all the way around, people. Welcome back to the channel. How's everyone doing? How's everyone blessed? How are you, Bram?
I'm fine. What's up with you? What's this all about?
What do you mean? What's up with me? What do you mean? We're loving life out here, my guy. We're loving life. Eyes up till we eyes up. Peace up till we freeze up. Champions again, ole ole. Champions again, ole ole.
Ole, ole.
Champions again. Champions again. Ole, ole. You better pray I don't win that Champions League also on Saturday. The streets ain't ready, Bram. The streets ain't ready. And I'm glad you at least stayed in the league.
You make as if I spoke against you winning the Champions League.
You were the one that was twerking, shaking your bum. You were the one shaking your bum violently for City all season. So now I just want the same energy. That's all I want.
Well, you're not going to get it because you're acting now on here. Why? I told you you're winning the Champions League and everybody mocked me for saying Arsenal's going to win the Champions League. So where's this coming from?
We're talking about league here. We're talking about the league. We're talking about the league, brother. We're talking about the league. Chat to me.
No, well, congrats. I told you congratulations. Deserved winners. I think you deserve to win it. Yes, I did say City were going to win it. And they did, and they came second. They fluffed their lines against Everton. And from there on, they were never going to come back.
Yes, don't worry. We'll get into it. Ahmad, Ty, how are you guys? Given that we just heard the news of Anthony Gordon, any one of you can go first. The floor is yours. I'm in a very generous mood tonight.
No, we're doing good. I'm pretty sure Ahmad can say the exact same thing. We ended off the season with the trophy. We got to see a couple of youngsters come onto the pitch. So potentially next season is looking like it's going to be an exciting one for Barca. We also got Hansi Flick that's going to be staying for many, many more years to come. And yeah, literally, even just there was this other day, there was one clip that got posted with Gavi after he was announced in the Spain squad for the World Cup. And then it was almost like, it's so liquor to see players with so much passion for the football side of things. And now it just makes me think of Rafinha coming back next season. And obviously he's going to be firing on all cylinders. We're going to be going for the Champions League again. So I'm happy.
It's just the fact that we've only got 100 more to spend, and with the breaking news that Anthony Gordon is coming, terms are this close to being done. We're probably spending 70 mil on Anthony Gordon, which doesn't leave us.
Barcelona mustn't do this pleading poverty stuff with me. It can fly with anybody else. I don't believe that. I don't believe you.
No, we're not. I always say this. We're not broke. We can spend $1 on the stadium.
We're not.
We spend $1 on the stadium. Yeah. We're not broke.
Yeah. Everyone thinks that people legit think that Barca is poor, and that's not the case. Barca we just play within a league where we're only allowed to spend certain amounts.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with how much money Barcelona have or not. There is just restrictions on what they can spend. There's nothing to do with them not having money.
So potentially, if we go to the one for one rule, then we can spend up to 180 million to potentially 200 if we do get one big sale out the way. By big sale, it just means over 40 million, which it looks like it's potentially going to be Koundé, which I'm weirdly okay with, given his performance last season. But yeah, the same thing on my side. I do just think that I've seen the one thing from Barca, I didn't believe Neymar was going to leave the club until the actual day when it happened. Most of our signings, I always feel like I'm waiting till I see you with the shirt, then I believe it. With Gordon, a lot of it doesn't make he's a good fit.
Doesn't make sense.
He can press, given the fact that he can attack and given the fact that he gives us speed. But realistically, if we are going for Rashford, who is really liked by Hansi, his price tag works for us. He technically had a very good season for us last season if you're just looking at numbers alone. And the fact that we also do still have Rafinha on that wing on the other side, he's not going to get a single chance under Lamine Yamal being there. He's not going to get into our attacking middle. I can't see us spending 70 million on a player who there is no position for. Like, the nice thing is we are under Laporta now, so there's a plan that goes into all our signings. We don't just spend money left, right, and center under the bottom Mayo era. So I personally just think this is just a deal that's being used in the media. I don't think that it's something that's actually going to really happen, because we have two other priority positions in the squad. It was going to be centre back, but now Hansi basically praised Gerard Martin the other day, so I'm assuming he's going to be our centre back this season. And we definitely need a fullback. If Koundé is going to be leaving, we're going to need to spend a little bit of money on that. And most of our budget's going to be going to striker because Lewandowski's already gone. So I genuinely don't think we're going to see Gordon holding the Barca shirt unless for some reason Flick believes he's going to play Gordon striker this season.
That's what I was going to say. That looks like his strategy. He's going to play him striker.
The man has only played 3 games as striker for Newcastle this season, and that was because Altamada wasn't performing. And then that was still when they were kind of working. I think the guy's name is Oslini or something. That other striker, when they were working his way into the team. I can't see.
Yeah, he was. Remember, he was injured. He was injured.
But I'm saying I can't see us taking that kind of a risk. It doesn't make sense. Genuinely, it doesn't. Deco has made some stupid signings, but he's also made brilliant signings. This one doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make sense to me either.
No.
But I do think it's based on Gordon produced his best performances last season in the Champions League for Newcastle. He was a top goal scorer.
That's the thing also.
And I think it's about creating depth, because I think now the missing piece for you is the what ifs in the Champions League. What if you had injuries, and then you had Rashford playing there, but can you make changes in who you're going to bring on to maintain that momentum? They're two of the quickest players that you can get at the moment as wingers, Rashford and Gordon. And I think it's about squad depth, adding him as he can play. He doesn't like playing on the right. So I don't think that's ever going to happen. If, let's say, anything happens to Lamal, that he's going to now, step in, or if you were to substitute Lamal to protect him, in games like the last 25, 30 minutes, bring him off. He doesn't like playing on that side, Anthony Gordon. He prefers the left. So I think he's quite happy going there. I just think why he won't choose Bayern is he going to really...
He doesn't get into Bayern. He doesn't play over Diaz. He doesn't play over Elise.
You understand? So
he doesn't get into Bayern.
I think we must remove the right wingers, guy. Remove Lamal and Elise. He's not competing with him. He's a
you know what I mean?
Winger.
But isn't that the same thing? Gordon doesn't make the Barca squad either anyway. Because realistically, if you have a Rafinha that's fit, he's in the squad. He's proven that he's our leader on the pitch. He's going to play. So now if Rafinha's playing, he's there. Then if you have Rashford on his day, and also the way Hansi and the players praise Rashford, I can't see there being a situation where we're not going to sign him, especially given that it's 30 million and then we roughly still have more money to spend anywhere else. I can see us go. And I mean, technically, if we look at Rashford's stats this season, like genuinely, you can't complain about a player that has 14 goals and 14 assists in all competitions. The man could come in. The man is going to the World Cup squad. He's going to the World Cup for a reason. Yeah, this is a man that was basically our impact player whole season, and everyone will only say one thing: Rashford can only get better next season. That's the thing. After the loan, he's now integrated into the squad. He can get better. Gordon is not going to play, and realistically, if you are a team that can only spend a certain amount, there's no way you're going to spend 70% of that money on someone who won't play in the team. That's the thing. He can come off the bench, but then the same thing can be for Rashford can come on off the bench. We still have other players that can come on off the bench. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, but
and also Gordon, if you think about it realistically, would Gordon want a deal like that? Because also that would be a conversation with him. You're going to go there and he's going to be like, okay, am I going to get game time? Well, if you must hope that Rafinha gets injured, then you might play a few games. Do you see what I mean?
No, but
I just want him to go to you so you can stress.
They said the same thing to Gareth Bale.
That's the thing.
What happened?
And me and Ahmed were talking offline now. Who would have said Olise would have had so a season?
They said,
Exactly.
they told Bale, you're going to go to Madrid and you might get a game. You're going to sit on the bench. And he said, it's fine. I'll play. I'll prove myself. So I think think of it this way.
Wait, where do you guys wait? Am I with calm down, people? Where do you think that they signed Bale and Bale didn't expect to start? They signed him for a world record fee over Ronaldo. He knew he was going to play at Madrid. He came in, he started the first game of the season against Levante. He played, yes.
Yes, he played.
Yes, he played against Levante on his debut. He played pre-season 5 games. They toured in America and he scored 7 goals in that 5 games. That was Bale when he came.
Look at all of his interviews. He said it himself. He was not guaranteed to play.
Guys, I can guarantee you, Bale knew when he went there, he's going to play.
He knew.
He was not guaranteed to start for them.
Remember, why would you pay a world record? Remember at the time, the amount that they paid for him.
That's what Spurs wanted. That's what Daniel Levy wanted. That's what Spurs wanted. And they paid
doesn't make sense.
I can see you're not happy with the signing, right?
No, I'm not. To be honest with you, it's not that. The thing is, he's a good player. He's a good player. If we had 500 million,
he's going to be used tactically, Ty. He's going to be used tactically. He's going to be brought on and integrated into the team. Where remember with you guys in the Champions League this season, I think it was a case of, do I have a plan B? Do I have a plan C? If it's not working, Barca's going to chase the Champions League this season more than anything. So when you could move Rashford to the middle and you bring him on, that is out and out speed in the last 20 minutes. That will kill teams. That was lacking.
Yeah, I just feel like Flick has got a funny way of doing things, and he is the striker replacement, which I don't agree with. He can play there, not positively, but I've also learned to not doubt Flick with his weird crazy ideas. And Ty knows that.
Signing till it's done.
Yeah.
Ty knows that. Flick has this weird ideas.
Yeah, he does.
And then you question it, and it just works.
Yeah,
exactly. But look, Ty has a point. The conversation between him and whoever's the coach is going to be interesting. What if it hasn't happened yet? What is Gordon's take going to be on being told you third choice?
Exactly.
You can't as third choice.
Why are we talking like Barcelona is not a big club? Like a player would say, no, I wouldn't mind going and being part of Barcelona. Knowing that you're guaranteed to win trophies. Minimum one.
Yeah. Madrid are in a state of 9-1-1 or something.
Madrid is in a chaos. I'm not even gonna start there.
Let's move along. Before I come on to my Arsenal chat, I'm glad to see that Bram is actually staying in the Premier League. But I think
Bram, how did it feel?
I would have liked to, I would actually like to see them relegated because just to see, I couldn't for Bram to give insight on the championship. I couldn't have picked a nicer bloke and a much more knowledgeable bloke than Bramwell. He wouldn't have been moaning about VAR. It would have been lovely. He actually had the nerve to tell me he wouldn't watch his team if they got relegated. But I'm glad you're here, Bram, so I can again take 6 points off you next season. Talk to me. How you feeling?
Are you trying to show off and because offline and on here it's not the same person? So why are you?
I'm just saying. You said earlier, no, you can't deal with me when I have a drinking on stream. Now I'm drinking on the Powerade now, so now I got even more energy for you.
No. Stay the same off air and on air. Don't stoke it. Look, now to be honest with you, we are in absolute shambles on and off the field. There's just no. We've come to the realization we need to stop. The media's placed Spurs as one of the top 6 clubs. We have not been part of the top 6 for donkey's years. So I think that tag needs to fall. That there's no Spurs being part of the top 6. We are a glorified mid-table club. End of story. End of story.
But now, okay, go first. You land first.
And this wasn't a coincidental thing, guys. If you look at last season, we finished 17th, right? This season we finished 17th again. I don't think there'll be a third time lucky we will survive. If it happens again, we're gonna go down. You can't pick
but Bram, what needs to change? What needs to change?
Yeah, because I think is actually the right employment.
Up top. The mentality up top needs to change because It's proven, right? If you analyze the whole situation, Mourinho wasn't the problem. Conte wasn't the problem. Nuno wasn't the problem. Nor was Postecoglou the problem. The problem is the board sells coaches a dream, right? And the person that just who's as well as Pochettino did, this was exactly playing into their hands. You can achieve something without spending money. Remember, they're Jews, so the less they spend, the better. And the more they sign young players and sell them on, that's their business module to make and generate money. Spurs is the 9th richest club in the world. I'm shocked, but yeah, we're the 9th richest club in the world that spent the least money of any club over the last 10 years, right? So they sell the dream. Coaches come and get told, this is what we have. As proven we're the 9th richest club. They're not going to spend. Spurs don't know how to handle a superstar. If they would, let's say, hypothetically, so let's hypothetically say Madrid say Mbappe can go. No club wants to touch Mbappe because he's toxic. Spurs have the money to afford him. Spurs won't know how to handle Mbappe. They won't. Let's bring it down a scale. Let's say Spurs signed Kimmich from Bayern. We don't know how to handle that. As soon as a youngster shows signs of becoming a star, Saka wouldn't have survived at Spurs. He would have been sold 3 years ago. The minute he showed promise of, I'm going to turn into something, get him out the door. Generate money. So we don't know how to be a club for people to say Spurs is part of the top 6. We don't know how to act as a top 6 club. We don't.
I think you got the right manager now, because remember, United were also in your position, close to your position last year. This year, no Europe, and look where they ended up, and with the right man in charge, which I think.
But the difference is, Davey, they now in the Champions League, but Amorim was there last year. He wasn't the right man for them. The difference is they are a club with big status, big trophies, one of the best clubs in the world, so they can still attract anybody. We are not there, but the media says Spurs is a top 6 club. We can only attract the youngsters that don't get the chance. You know, we can go to Barca now, and Barca will say, look at these 2 youngsters, a lot of promise, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Spurs will sign him for 40 million, but the value of that kid is only 15 million.
I see you back in for Savinho again.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. That is just for De Zerbi to see, we're trying to strengthen the squad. Look at what they got. 2 freebies. Senesi and Andy Robertson. Freebies. Do you think he's going to stay here if this transfer window, he earmarks 5 players? And they come with 2 championship players from the championship, that Hayden Hackney. Spurs will probably get him. They'll sign somebody else, and then they'll go to West Ham and get one of their defenders to replace Romero, who's going. And then De Zerbi, come January, will sign somebody else, and then you know what they do? Gone. And he's done with Spurs also.
You know, Ty, I'm speaking of defenders. I wouldn't mind a Mickey van der Ven.
I honestly would love.
I think Romero was gone. I think Romero was definitely leaving.
Romero's gone. I think with Van der Ven, they're doing what they did with Alderweireld. Anybody wants to come for you, 90 mil. Remember when United were bang on guaranteed Toby Alderweireld was going to sign for them with Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Bang on. That was done. And United wanted to pay 35 because Spurs got him for what? I think under 10 million. And Levy said to Alderweireld, tell your agent to tell them 60 mil and we can talk. If they don't have 60 mil, don't phone me. So what happened? He stayed 3 years later. He still stayed and he let go of Spurs when he was in his 30s. So I think with Mickey van der Ven, they told him, listen here, you want to go? No problem. Where do you want to go to? There's Liverpool, there's Barca, whoever. 90 million, put it down and then we can talk. If you don't have 90 million, don't bother. But Romero is a different case. It's a case of you are toxic, as good as you are. But the best thing to do is, Ahmed, do you know what? I'll put my head on the block. He's one of the top 5 centre-backs in the world. His problem is he's in a bad team. He's at a bad club. He's frustrated.
I wouldn't even take him for for the Barca C team.
Yeah.
I do not.
No.
I wouldn't say he's one of the best, but he is
Yeah,
a very
I
good
wouldn't-
defender, and he's used
he's
to
a very good
winning.
defender.
And he's playing a
You
team that
know
always
loses
is
all
what?
the
one of
time.
the
Put him in a better team. Put him in a better team, and you'll see quickly why I say he's one of the top 5 defenders in the world. One of the best 5 centre backs in the world. He's at the wrong club. And this is the same with when Kane was at Spurs. People doubted, is he that good, blah blah blah, because he doesn't have a trophy. He goes to Bayern, and now they're saying, oh, but he should be challenging Van the Ballon d'Or. They're robbing him. He's doing nothing different than what he did at Spurs.
True.
So
Other
I'm
than
at
Melo,
you
it's a different
saying,
case, though.
I'm at you saying, I won't rate him as that good. Put him in your team tomorrow. In a year later, you're going to tell me Ramirez
Put him in
world-class, he
Flick's
should be winning
Highline.
the Ballon d'Or.
Putting in Flick's Highline, he'll get exposed the whole day.
Exactly.
He can't play in that system. That's
He
why
was
It's
I
not,
want him.
it's
He
not
played
even
with
about being a
Postecoglou's
reckless
highline,
defender.
Ahmed,
He's
and we never lost any game and he played in Postecoglou's highline. So what do you mean he'll be
That's
exposed by
not
Flick's
the same
highline?
highline.
yeah.
That's not the same highline.
Ours was
you will
worse
even-
than yours.
Damn, their eyeliner's evil, my man.
Yeah,
Ours
we
was
play
worse
in
than yours,
front
Ahmed.
of the halfway line. That's
Yeah,
where our
I
highlight
was
starts.
worse
starts.
off the line, but
Our
they
highlight
off
starts.
the line.
You judging him,
Our
don't be
offline
that
starts
I mean,
front.
don't be arrogant.
Nah.
You judging him because he's at Spurs. Oh, he's not that
No,
good.
I'm judging him on who he
Nah,
is. Not at
Nah, but
Spurs.
genuinely, if you watch them there, though, like technically, if you put it this way now, no, put it this way, I think this is what Ahmad is trying to say. Barca, right now, technically, let's say we needed a centre back, and you gave us the money to spend in the league. There's a lot of defenders we would be looking at first before we even get to them here, though. That's the point. Like technically, if it wasn't for him being that player in the Argentina squad, technically he wouldn't even be rated as highly as he was when he even went to Tottenham. That's what I'm trying to say. Like he's
But he is,
like
though.
look at the name. Look at the names we mentioned before that. In the Tottenham squad, we would rather go for Mickey van der Ven. I would personally go for Murillo from Nottingham Forest. I would be looking at Mosquera from Arsenal before I look at him. That's the thing. If you really watch him, there's a lot of holes to his game. It's a thing of he's a good defender in a poor Tottenham squad, so that's what's counting in his favor. He's putting in a few tackles, and then you're like, yo, he must be quiet, but he's not.
Easy
not.
poor
I
for
100%
Argentina.
agree with that.
Easy poor for Argentina.
Technically, that's a different case because they still had Otamendi playing in their team till what age?
You put him in a better team, you will not see the things you see that at Spurs.
Are you talking about the Argentina squad that still concedes, but they beat you with goals? So technically, if he's part of the team that's defending and they're
But how
conceding,
many
is he
goals
doing
did
his
they
job?
concede in the World Cup, the last World Cup they won? How many goals did
No,
they
they
concede?
played brilliant. But the thing that was catching everyone's
And
eye
he was
of
only
that squad
21
wasn't their
years
defense; it was their attack.
He was only 21 years old at the time. He's only turned 25 now.
And that's what counted in his favor, the fact that he was that player in that squad as a 21-year-old centre-back. Argentina,
Put him in any other better team
Argentina is exactly the same like Brazil. If you see a player and you see, hey, nationality Brazil, I immediately want him. How much players is playing for Mamelodi Sundowns now just because they're South American? You see the tag, you see like, hey, we must sign this player. The thing is with Argentina, it's exactly the same. If you really watch them there, though, you'll see there's holes in his game. And that's the thing. It's like there's clubs that's interested in him, but the clubs that's interested in him, if you really look at it, they interested in someone else. He's always the second or third option that they're looking at. Real Madrid wanted Saliba. If we don't get Saliba, we're going to go for Konate. If we don't get the two of them, who do we want? Romero. What does that say? You see what I mean?
That says that they know that the Spurs are not the easiest club to deal with.
Nah.
They're bigger clubs.
That says we need a bargaining
I
chip.
promise you.
He's a player that
I
might
promise
leave.
you.
We'll
I
target
promise
him.
you.
Thank you.
I promise you that
Thank you.
he is not as bad as you guys are making him out to be, or his third choice. Blah, blah.
Horrible thing what we make him out to be.
No, remember, he's not like a Bungani Kumalu level defender. He's a good, solid defender, but he's not a world-class defender. That's what I'm trying to say. He's not a
Where
world-class.
you went to that one time,
Yes,
guys.
Bongani Kumalo.
Bongani
Yeah,
Kumalo.
Let's move along. We still have to pick up team of the season as well. Let's talk about the champions. It's been a tough season.
No. Let's keep pause that. But let's keep
No. You guys had to listen to me vent. So let's talk about the champions. It's been a long season, but we got there in the end. I'll hold my hands up and say I got it wrong with Arteta. Only to took him 6 years, but he got us there in the end. So we proved me wrong.
Look at those
I
Arsenal
think
fans.
now our players go into now. You can even put them now in a world-class bracket. You could put David Raya in there. Our two centre backs, I think, is the best centre back pairing
Best in Europe.
in
Best in
Europe.
Europe,
Are they
In
good?
terms of a
For sure.
pairing.
Are
Look,
they definitely?
Declan Rice as well. Awesome as always, but I feel we now need to level up. There is still position. Left wing, we definitely need to sort out. We definitely need another right back. I still would sign another midfielder. I'm not getting onto Zubamendi much because he was overplayed this season, but overall, I think it bodes well for us now. Again, I'm not saying that we're going to win the Champions League, but I think getting that monkey off our back gives us going into Saturday's game against PSG with confidence. But I don't know. How do you guys feel about it?
The PSG game or Arsenal's whole entire season?
Both.
Can I just make a point? By the way, I hope Bram remembers this. Who was the one person in this pod that literally said Arsenal was going to win the league? And I remember an Arsenal fan in the top left was laughing at me when I still said, oh, Gyökeres will be the player that will win Arsenal this league. Evan himself still said, no, I don't believe it. I don't think we're going to win. Look at this man is eating his words now. This is the same man that said Arteta must be sacked 3 games into the season, 10 games into the season,
Yes.
15 games. He was still saying Arteta must be sacked. Look at this man now, licking on Arteta here in the top left. I'll put my hands up. I was wrong about Arteta. Look here now. Look here. Yes. So
Listen, but remember our first part, Ty, where you were defending Arsenal, and I said their strength is their defense. Remember, that was before they started playing the football they played this season. So they were still playing very much attacking football. And we were debating, and I said their strength is their back four. And lo and behold, it's played out that it was that back four that really was instrumental into them winning the league.
But that's why I think if there's any team that can stop PSG, I think just because of the style that we play, I always say style in boxing, styles make fights. I think that's the way we set up with that defense, that physicality. I think that the only way we win the Champions League is if we go out there and stink the place, and we have to be resolute defense-wise. But remember, when they played us last season, there was no Gabriel. We played with Marino up front, and we missed Partey for the first game as well. Hence why I feel we do have a chance. I don't care whether we lose. I'm not going to be bothered because the main goal of winning the league has been achieved. But boy, I just don't want us to get embarrassed like Inter last season. That's all.
And that's actually the biggest thing that's the biggest thing about going into a final. The thing is, defense and stuff works lekker in your favor. But the problem is that everyone here will be able to agree on is if you're in a final and you concede 1 goal, you magically forget how to defend. Everything opens up. If you concede in the first 10 minutes, do you really think you're going to be defending till halftime? No, you're going to have to push out and attack. So unfortunately, it's going to be a good game to watch because you're literally getting one of the best defensive teams in the world going against one of the best attacking teams in the world. It's going to be exciting, and realistically, I don't even know what. Like I was talking to Roscoe the other day, and I was telling him, like, you guys really do have a chance to win it. The only thing that makes me think PSG will take it is just based on the attack. The attack is like
they've got so much individual brilliance, number one, and the attack together. Like, I mean, where do you stop? Do you stop Kvaratskhelia? Do you stop Desiree Doué? Do we stop Dembele? Who do you stop? Do you stop Barcola?
That's the thing. Now, even we won't have Timber there, and Mosquera, for as good as he's been, that battle between him and Kvaratskhelia gives me nightmares already. I'm hearing Ashraf Hakimi is back as well. That's also another problem on the other side. So Arteta's got a big call to make. The 3 big calls that he needs to make is Gyökeres or Havertz. I personally, everyone knows who I would love to play in that final, who must start, but Arteta likes the donkey Kai as well. The left back is another one. Do you go with a Calafiore that's going to maraud forward, or do you go with a Hincapié that's going to sit back and defend? That's another one. The other option again is, do you even go into the middle of the park? Do you know what I mean? Like, do you pick Zubamendi? Do you pick, or do you go with Miles Lewis-Kelly that's been working for you? You surely can't play Odegaard and Eze in that midfield with that PSG midfield, because then you're going to get fucking overrun. You see, big up, my bro. Big up. So he's got big calls to make, but I mean, that's why he is there. That's why he is there. Why he is he's got the job. He's manager of the season for a reason. That's why he gets paid to make the big calls.
I just think it's gonna come down to, PSG just needs that small gap
Exactly.
because of the individual brilliance they have. They just need that small gap. One wrong push forward from a central defender, and you've got 4 people pacing through that same gap, and it's going.
And it's another thing that no one's even mentioning. He's only very underrated because of the fact that he's never been in the Premier League. One of the best managers at literally working out the system to a certain team. Like it's Enrique. I'm 100% betting that Enrique has some kind of a system that he's going to set up he's in training right now, figuring out how are we going to attack this Arsenal with this defense. Like, he's genuinely brilliant at that. So even it's like, I remember when he was still at Barca, one of the stuff that he mentioned was we came up against Marine. Oh no, we came up against Real Madrid. I think it was Lopetegui that was the coach at the time. So someone there, and then he still mentioned that a team should never watch Barca's previous game because I change the system every game. So technically, he's doing that. Brilliant. It's like there's no point of even watching his game against Bayern because he's going to set up totally different against you. Kvaratskhelia will be on the left wing, but he's going to be doing something totally different against Arsenal. So it's like you can't expect that defending is that they're going to win that game. You're going to have to go for it in this final. And unfortunately, you're playing against a team that knows how to attack.
Bram, I think you say Arsenal. Why do you say Arsenal? You've always been consistent with it.
Arsenal's going to win because you literally copy and pasted what I told you the other day in your statement earlier. But anyway, let's go. I just think that it's when Bayern played Barca, Bayern played PSG, right? 2 similar teams playing, so there's always going to be that space for both teams to attack and go through and exploit, right? So defensively, both teams were defended well, but I think the attacking football on both legs was just out of this world. That it was like top level, top tier. But Arsenal have the best 2 centre backs pairings in world football, and they're only getting the recognition now because you know what? They won the Premier League. They've got a trophy to show for it, right? And remember, I said to you, Dave, until they win a trophy, I rate him as the best pairing since Kyle and Terry or Ferdinand and Vidic in the Premier League. But people won't give them that credit because they've got nothing to show for it. Now they've got a Premier League title. All of a sudden now they're spoken of as, they're one of the best. But they've been one of the best for a long time.
For a while now, yeah.
That pairing has been consistent.
And I think they are well drilled. They know what they're doing. For me, Raya is a big night. Nerves might get the better of him. He could be a silly back kick out, or he'll pass the ball out to the wrong person, or he'll take a risk. Put it that way. For me, he's going to be the person you got to watch for 90 minutes. But like I said, you can't defend against him for 90 minutes. However, the longer the game is level, Arsenal will hold out and hold out and hold out because PSG don't always come up against a defense like Arsenal's, right? Arsenal have come up against, probably not on the same level as PSG, but the Premier League attack is relentless week in, week out. And I think they sort of handled it. They beat Bayern, nullified Bayern. Bayern last year was just as attacking. So yes, is either going to be 3-1 PSG, 4-1 PSG, or this is going to go to penalties and Arsenal win on penalties.
Faiz, I agree with this. Rice needs to.
I also favor PSG.
I'm backing my boys. I didn't come all the time.
It's normal for everybody to favor PSG because of how they displayed against Bayern. But I just look at it this way: if I look at England World Cup '90, every World Cup England have played, when England take teams far in a game like where they shouldn't even be going to, all the penalty losses England have had, right? England defend brilliantly. Like they hang on, they know how to. Declan Rice is going to drive Arsenal. The longer it's level, you'll drive Arsenal forward. It's in him. That's in his nature, right? They will continue to do that. And that he thrives on games like this. So it's either going to go, like Ty said, early goal from PSG and the floodgates open, and it's going to go to 4-1, or this is going all the way to the wire, guys. And I think that if it goes to extra time, Arsenal win this game.
You know, it's the funny part. Like, I know the funniest part is, like, I'm listening to you, Jason, and I'm thinking, we literally, just because of what happened in the Bayern game, we magically think that PSG also can't defend. PSG, if you think about it, Ashraf Hakimi, Nuno Mendes, Pacho, Marquinhos, that's their back line. Yeah. So even
but they showed
they have
could
a
do that
complete
in
squad.
the second leg against Bayern. They showed they can do that. They can play that conservative.
If anything, Arsenal have to go up against what many would call a complete team. That's the thing. Their midfield, one of the best. Their defense, one of the best. Their attack, one of the best. If something's not happening, you can bring on Bakola off the bench and you can really change up the game. That's the thing. It's like the Arsenal are coming into the game as the underdogs. I do think that there is a good chance that Arsenal can do it, especially like you said, Arsenal will be on a high after winning the league. And I think that
momentum is a big thing.
Momentum counts.
Momentum is a big thing.
Yeah, I think it's something where it's like you guys are coming into this game thinking this is our chance. PSG, there's a good possibility they might have that same feeling that Manchester City had this season about like winning so many leagues where it's like we're gonna go forward, but like you can kind of see the players aren't really going forward. And PSG might be like, okay, we won it last season. Let's just do what we did last season. But for Arsenal, it's like you have a different
that's their motivation to back to back. That's a big motivation to have.
Good. But I mean, Arsenal's just a little bit different.
They're also trying to build a dynasty. Predictions. My prediction, I'm going 2-1 Arsenal. Let's just run through it quickly because I still want us to pick team of the season. I've got the names open here before time to jump out.
I've got 3-1 PSG.
2-0 PSG.
I'm going penalty shootout, Arsenal win.
Fairs. Say no more. Say no more. Say no more. There you go, Jama. You got that. That team also got a lot of this. That's also true. They've got the. That's one thing I must like about Liga on when they've been giving them time off. But gents, let's pick our team of the season quickly. So this is how it's gonna go. I'm gonna give you 3 names in the position. So who I selected. So I'll start with goalkeeper, and then you guys pick, and so we go accordingly.
And so just a Prem.
Just Prem for now. Okay. Just Prem. I'm saving the La Liga chat because Bram said he wants to have a show where we debate who is the better league between La Liga and the Premier League. So,
okay.
I need to have Ty on for that one.
Yeah.
I don't think we have enough time for that as well. So, and it's tomorrow, so I want you guys to prepare as well. Probably.
Here's a simple thing. 3 English clubs, 3 European finals.
That's because the team that ended 14th in your league spent the same amount of money as Barca did last transfer window. That's why.
See, here we go. Here we go.
3 English clubs, 3 finals.
I can't. It's the same. If we were complaining about PSG having all the money that they could spend on anyone, if we were complaining about Real Madrid, Bayern, and PSG being able to spend money on anyone that they wanted, why can't we complain about the Premier League basically doing the exact same thing? Do you see how disgraceful that Europa League final was? Where under Emery, Freiburg in the entire history as a club spent less money than what Unai Emery did in his 4 years at Aston Villa. Money makes a massive difference, and unfortunately, you guys speak English, so that's why you guys get most of the money.
With all due respect, that's got absolutely nothing to do with the fact that Spain have had 20 Champions League trophies. One club's won 13, the other one's won what? How much? 4, 5. And you say,
and then your 6 clubs that represent there most of the time of the year, but you're the best league in the world, can't come up to that. You complain about the one team. You don't even have 6 teams that can do it.
That was
but you complain about the one.
This was only last year England have had 6 clubs. You make us even England had 6 clubs since 2001. They haven't.
You have 4 that you claim. How are you the best league in the world, but you don't win the best tournament in the world the most times? And you complain about a one club that do it. You should have a club that can do it. Why don't you have a club that you can do it? On the stage, on a tournament that crowns who is the best in the world, England, with all of their teams, is less than Spain. Whether Spain has 1 that does it, whether 2 that does it, you're the best in the world. But when it comes to that stage, your name falls. Heavily.
Name 4.
The
Because
name falls
England have
heavily.
league winners every year. You have the same two.
We're not talking about league winners. We're talking about Champions League. I don't care what happens in the Premier League. If you are the Premier League and you're the best in the world,
it's like
you're the
me
best league
talking
in the
about
world.
the Champions League, and Davies won it 13 times, and Spurs have won it once, and I say, but we have the best league in the world. You rooting for Madrid, who's representing your league, and you say, oh, but the Spanish league is the best league in the world.
Because there's a tournament. Okay, so if there's a tournament that crowns who's the best in the world, and your country, England, hasn't won it the most times, how are you the best in the world? Haven't won it more than Spain.
When the Champions League was for champions, and there was no seedings that separated you and Madrid from playing Bayern or the top clubs, English clubs was ruling European football. This whole seeding thing of keeping them apart came from which two countries? Who monopolized that?
True.
Who monopolized that, Ahmed?
Spain and Italy.
My question is simple. And you're going around the bush.
You had 4 clubs.
You guys are kind of on jumping around here. Wait, okay. Is what you trying to say? Are you saying right now, or with regards to? Wait, are you saying right now England
was for champions, and the champions there was no 2 Spanish clubs can't play each other. They must wait till it gets to the knockout. When the champions were drawn and you had to play each other, which country was winning was winning it in Europe every year? Which country? Not the Spanish.
Okay,
but
wait,
as soon as you said, hang on a minute, let's keep Barca and Madrid away from these clubs. Let's keep them away from these clubs, and let these clubs knock each other out so that Barca and Madrid can meet them later on. So all of a sudden, there was Spanish dominance.
Is the thing that you're trying to point out. Okay, wait, because remember, the point I was making earlier was currently. Are you speaking about which league is better historically, or are you speaking about right now at this very point in time? Because the point that I was trying to make when we started this conversation was simply just around the fact that right now, money in England makes a difference. And that's why you're seeing English teams perform so well in the Europa League and the Conference League specifically. Where you suckle is the Champions League. But it's because you have a team that's spending the same amount that wins another league that ends 6th in your league. Chelsea was the team that won the Club World Cup at one point. And look at them. That's the point I'm trying to make. You can't say like beginning what you mentioned was
Chelsea's
money makes no difference.
Is it their
Listen,
fault that they were
what I'm trying to
invited
say
be
is,
the
you
Champions
said
League
earlier,
no.
money doesn't make a difference. We can't say that. But the thing is, the only reason you guys are getting that amount of money is because you play in a league that speaks English. That's the main point. The point is, it's much easier for a sponsor to come to your league and invest in what you're doing because you're speaking the most dominated language on earth. That's the main reason. And now you have money that's flowing through your league with investors. And that, unfortunately, does mean that you get more opportunities to sign bigger players and improve your squads. Now, on the bigger picture, Spanish football is more entertaining to watch than the Premier League. That's just my personal view. And I'm pretty sure Ahmad's going to say the same thing. 100%. Because what we do is we get those players and then a season later, you guys sign all of them from us.
Barca. Throw the question to me and Davy.
Okay, how do I feel? Okay, wait. Who's the 3 teams that got relegated in the La Liga this season?
Girona?
No clue.
No, 3. Name the 3.
Girona is one, I know.
Okay. The point I'm trying to make is, I can't ask you a question if you don't watch the league. I can't ask you about how's the Uruguayan league if you don't watch the league. I can't, do you know what I mean? I can't have that conversation with you because until you actually watch it and you start and you go and you just watch a game like Girona against Getafe and you seeing the team that literally does not, that has that ended in the top half of the season, that ended in the top half of the league, but their top goal scorer has 5 goals this season. That's how Getafe plays. And then you have teams like Elche, who has a 34-year-old manager who played a few years ago, broke his leg, and now he's a manager, and he's now being chased by Inter Milan and AC Milan. That's the stories that you get in Spain. It's like when you watch it and you start seeing these are teams that have no money to spend. The team that's in the Conference League final now, how much do you think was their record? Okay, not record signing. What do you think was their big? How much did they spend in the last in this entire season?
I have a fuck knows, bro.
Rayo Vallecano spent 3 million and it was all on
That's
one
good.
player. That's literally what they spent. And now they're in the Conference League final. That's the stuff that me and Ahmad are speaking about. It's like that's what makes that's what makes the Spanish league so liquor.
Oh, but you see, that's now another topic for another debate as well, because now we've only got like what 10 minutes left. But now it's still. Nah, I think I'm just gonna keep it to manager of the season, signing of the season, flop, and play of the season. We can do team of the season again. That's gonna be too much.
I think we need the other guys also on here.
I think let's do that.
Yeah, we need Meta. I can take you all on. Don't worry, we got the stats.
Yeah, don't worry.
Listen, do you know what, Davey? I don't need the rest of them to back me up on this argument.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm just
for them on alone.
That's
you're gonna lose, but you can enjoy yourself.
You lose.
No ways. I'm not gonna lose. Listen.
That's why as a host, you just gotta sit back and
David, I respect the Spanish league. I respect it because that is like.
But you don't watch it.
League, Madrid and Barca is like going on Umrah. You have to do it. So you're only recognized as a big player if you played for Barca or Madrid, right? Everybody says all the South Americans. They are only recognized if they went on Umrah, if they went to play Barca or Madrid. If you didn't play there, it's not.
Now you see somebody like that to talk who doesn't watch the league.
Yeah. The thing is, Bram, I'm just being honest now, Bram. Like literally, with a lot of love in my heart, you need to at least watch 5 to 10 games to at least understand what is going on. Because the thing is with me and Ahmad, we at least watch the Premier League. So when we speaking about this, we're watching your product and we're looking at our product and we're saying this is better. I'm tasting Coke, I'm tasting Pepsi, and I'm making a choice between the two. I can't just taste Coke and then be like, Pepsi is very bad. I don't like Pepsi. If I've never even tasted it. That's the point I'm making.
I'll tell you why. Can I also two of you a question? How long have you supported Barca now?
Since 2008.
Since way before.
So that's Pep's time.
Yeah, Pep was
before that.
Just Pep was manager when he started supporting Barca.
Rijkaard's time. How often did Barca and Madrid play the other team's full strength 11s?
What are you talking about in the league?
In the league. How often did you play the other team's full strength 11?
Do you mean how often did we play Deportivo La Coruña with a full team? Is that what you mean?
Their full strength 11.
Or do you just wait? I don't understand the question.
I don't understand.
Often? Come on, tell you why. Because it's a fact. This is a fact. And I'm going to find it and I'm going to show you. It's a fact. There was a period in Spanish football where Madrid and Barca never played the other opposition team's full strength 11s because those teams knew they were going to lose. They would play players that is on the market for other clubs, bigger clubs. Also, what would happen is Barca and Madrid would send youngsters to these clubs and come and buy them back later. That's just why there was a year where Seville's best 11, 9 of their first 11 belonged to Madrid and Barcelona. 9 of their players.
Yeah, that's actually fake. That's fake.
That's why I'm asking, how long are the two of you supporting Barca? Because it's very easy to say these things if you haven't followed. I stopped watching the Spanish league. So when the two of you say from 2008, I started watching Barca way back then. Because in Spain, that was the team I followed. I stopped watching when Barca and Madrid, every week they play. That's why the two of them compete for the league title. Every team plays a shadow of their side. Let's say Betis played Villarreal last week. In 2 weeks' time, Betis is going to play Mallorca. That's not the same 11 that played against Barca and Madrid. Then in that game, a youngster that shined.
I just want to point out something quick. Sorry. I'm so sorry to interrupt you here. What you said, it's not necessarily, it's really not a fact, because also the period that you're pointing out is the 2000s and the 90s when our league was literally, listen. You are speaking about the period of time where our league was literally at its most competitive, where we had Valencia that won a league, Deportivo La Coruña that won a league, Real Betis that was chasing for the title, and you still had Real Madrid, you had Barcelona, and you had Atletico Madrid. You had a period where Real Betis broke the world record to sign a player in order to bring into their squad to challenge Barcelona, and that it's not even. There will never come a time where we will just field different players just for the sake of playing against Barcelona and Real Madrid. We came from a period where we were very dominant. And also remember, the fact that I started watching Barca in 2008 simply just means that I watched Barcelona. That was the first time I saw this football and I enjoyed myself, because I became a football fan very late. But if you ask me about my history, I know all the way back until 1960. So when it comes to this league, I know what's going on. My knowledge and my history and the way I understand the league is there's never been a time where teams would field different stuff just for the sake of coming up against Barca and Real Madrid. Because realistically, if you also think about it, the statement that you made would then mean that they were then saving their players for what? A better game next week? Or what? What's the reason for not playing your full team squad against Barcelona?
And that's why I said I'm gonna find it, and
You're gonna find an article. Do you know I can write the article right now saying Tottenham is broke, and I can send it to all of you.
The data, the proven data. I'm gonna find it and send it to you.
Find it, because it's gonna be very interesting to bring up when we do have the debate. For now, can we be manager of the season in the Prem?
Without the shadow of a doubt.
One more point.
Arteta, Areola, Regis Lebris, Michael Carrick, Una Emery, Pep Guardiola.
I think it's clear Arteta, but a second is definitely Carrick for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll say my second go to Sunderland's coach.
Regis Lebris as well. I like that shot.
Because if you think about he proved it wrong where there's so many teams that signed literally that came up and signed virtually a full strength 11 like new players, and it didn't work for them. And those guys brought literally signed a whole lot of new players, and he literally got them into Europe. They're in Europe, not in the Conference League.
Yeah, in Europe. Your pick.
So big thing that.
I'll have to go for Arteta, but I'm with Ahmad on that. Like a very close second is Carrick, given the job that he had when he came in, didn't add anything into the squad. Took the team that another manager was complaining about, turned it into a winning side, and they were playing pretty brilliant football. I have to get
they were.
You could see that switch immediately. You can see the impact immediately. Yeah.
And all that happened was a man just stepped through the door. That's all.
They're a dangerous team to watch now. United.
Exactly.
I like them. Player of the season. Because there's a lot of inquiries going on about Bruno, and some Arsenal fans are saying it should be Declan Rice, it should be Gabriel, it should be Raya. For me, Bruno has had the individual season though. What he's done is broken a record that's been there for years. But then again, the other side of me is also feeling in the sense that he's only played 40 games this season. Declan Rice has played way more and more important games. So I'd still pick Rice though. But Ty, who are you going for?
It's gonna sound like a weird shout, but because I can't believe I'm saying this, but really the player who I think stood out for me this season was Raya, because I genuinely saw a goalkeeper win you the league. That's what I mean. I've seen this goalkeeper save you in games, and it's you just got 3 points because of Raya.
I was gonna go with what Bram was gonna go, and I was gonna say Gabriel, a defender that made such a big difference, not just defense wise, but attack wise as well. I think it's really rare to see, and I think he's going under the limelight a bit. But I'll definitely go Gabriel.
But can you know
why, Davey? Davey knows why. Remember 4 seasons ago, the hype was Saliba, and he was just the plus one. And it's reversed now. He is the main man. He's the main man.
Yeah. But again, look at it again. That's why I think Bruno won that award also, because, when it comes to Bruno, that's why he's got 81% of the voting already for PFA, is because Arsenal fans, we are split in the decision. We can't make up whether it's Gabriel. Look, I said Rice. Tyre said Raya. You've said Gabriel. So Arsenal fans also there, whereas with Bruno and United, it's just full on United. So, yeah, look, signing of the season, I've got Calvert-Lewin, Ryan Cherky, Victor Gyökeres, João Pedro, Ten Lamens, Antoine Semenyo, Adrian Trufe, and Granit Xhaka. I like Semenyo though. Would you guys?
I like the Cherky signing. He's just come and brought that flair to the Premier League, which I think wasn't there for a while. Reminds you of Tarabat and those guys, that just come and bring that flair to football. He's just this jokey joke.
Street football.
that street football vibe that you bring, which I love to see, which I think Glass probably also saw it like a Ronaldo type of vibe. Not comparing him to him, but just that vibe that he brings. I think there was a guy from Fulham also, Kevin. Is it Kevin?
Kevin,
And also like that excitingness that you see on the ball. I think for me, signing of the season, Ryan Cherky.
I like Kroepie as well. Kroepie of Bournemouth also.
That's what I was going to say.
Kroepie there.
I was going to say Kroepie.
I didn't even mention Kroepie. Yours there?
Yeah, mine has to be Kroepie because literally it's like if you watch him play, he's good. He is very good. And also coming in that young, coming into a team that presses the amount that they do, and then still you kind of just working off of that 1 or 2 chances you're going to get in the game, and then you still have to put it away. He was looking clinical. So I have to give it to Kroepie.
Fairs. And last but not least, flop of the season. This can be a club.
Wait, you didn't ask me yet. Who's my signing of the season?
Who's yours? Sorry, my bad. Didn't.
I'm gonna go with Donnarumma
as your signing.
That's a chunk time for it to. That's a chunk time for it to put. For it to freeze now.
Look at that face. Is he serious when he said that? Look at that face. He's still here.
Smelling the success Tottenham's gonna have next season.
Oh my word!
How we lost him.
I can't understand Donnarumma.
I can't understand
Donnarumma.
If anything, he looked weaker this season than Edison did.
It did. It did.
Do you remember that fumble against Arsenal?
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like even that. Flop of the season. Here's he back. Look.
I'm here. Sorry, guys. I was saying, look, for me, why I say so, DB, is that I think that he's one of the pivotal reasons why City was actually fighting, pushing you guys all the way. There was games where he made some really, really top-class saves and kept them in the game a lot of the times. So it's my opinion that I think Donnarumma, for me, is my signing of the season.
Fairs. Flop of the season. Ahmad, can be a player, can be a club, can be a manager. My flop.
I have a squad. Take mine. There's no debate by me. A full squad was a flop.
Spurs.
Club.
Okay.
Flop.
Club. Liverpool.
Slot for me. Slot.
For me, Liverpool. You expected more. Everybody expected more. When that money came through in the Chinese league, everybody expected
that job,
I believe that they're going to come back. Not come back as in league title, but I think they'll play better now that the season's gone and past. So I'm not saying they're going to challenge you for the league, etc. I'm just saying they'll put up much better performances this season.
That's what I was going to say. That's my time.
Chelsea's also a good shot. Chelsea was very close.
People were underestimating the effect that Jota's death had on that squad.
Yeah, true. Ty, your flop?
I'll give you 2. My flop for the Premier League is Chelsea. Can't spend that amount of money, go through that amount of managers, and then still play that horrible brand of football. Chelsea, they lost it on all fronts. And it's like, I'm hoping that this come the end of the season, a couple of their players wants to leave. Chelsea's for the Premier League, for La Liga, and more in a bigger picture of who the total flop team this season is this season. It's Atletico Madrid, because they make it to finals. They beat Barca in the Champions League, and then you get knocked out the next round. It's like there was so many highs this season, and then so many bad lows for them. So it's like, they are my flop.
I'm sorry, I thought you were going to go Real Madrid as a flop.
I was going to go Real Madrid.
Atletico Madrid.
I still stand on it, and people may laugh or mock me for this. If it wasn't for our keeper that night, I believe over the 2 legs Spurs would have gone through in the Champions League.
You could have gone through,
yeah.
Don't worry, we'll get to 115. Did you guys, speaking of 115, did you guys see that? Apparently, the chickens are going to come home to roost. They're going to get deducted 60 points and get relegated, apparently. In the next couple of weeks before the World Cup of City.
Oh, I saw the stuff, but I didn't actually read into it too much because I've seen so many stuff about that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you in the group. I'll send it to you in the group once we're done here. But yeah, gents, we've come to the end of the show. Ahmad, final thoughts. I'll start with you, my brother.
Final thoughts for me. First of all, Barcelona. I think if the Anthony Gordon signing does go through, I will put my faith in Flick. He has weird ways of doing things, but it works, and I think he is most likely going to start him on the striker just because of the fact is how many times I've said this before before we went live. When we do attack on minimal beats 2-3, Leva is not that fast enough to get there. I think they're going to exploit him on his pace. That's why you see people like Fermin Lopez pop up in that 9 position and Rafinha coming on from the other side of him because Leva's never there because he couldn't keep up. So I think that is the thing. For the Premier League side, what I'm going to say is I don't think Arsenal competes a lot. I think they're staying top 4, but I see the high dying whether they win or lose the Champions League final. I think City is going to struggle. I think we're going to not see Arsenal or City next season for the league. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be more like a United or a surprising Villa or something there. That's my ultimate take on it.
I see that. I see that where Ahmed coming from.
I see that you are all blind sitting here because how can you tell me Liverpool is in a dire state? City still need to transition. Chelsea are fucked already. United, I can hear that as well. Villa is just rubbish. I don't worry, but that's a story for next season, though. But for now, I'm still champions for the next 10 months, so let me enjoy that. But now, big up, Ahmad, man. Big up. Yeah. Tai, your final thoughts, bro?
Final thoughts. I'm excited to see Jose Mourinho back in La Liga next season.
Ooh,
That's
yes.
Gonna be solid.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what Flick is going to do with the team now.
Is it actually
Yes.
agreed that he's
Yes, he's signed.
It's already
over?
agreed and
over.
everything. The president, they even spoke about him in an interview.
But it's not also confirmed because their president has a title. There's somebody challenging for
that's what I was saying.
Florentino Perez, and this guy is guaranteeing. Who did he guarantee? He guaranteed big players. Requel me something.
That guy's
Requel something.
It's Enrique Riquelme, no, Ahmad?
Yes.
Enrique Riquelme, no?
Yes. And he's guaranteeing big players.
Klopp and Haaland. He's guaranteeing.
He's guaranteeing Haaland.
And Perez is guaranteeing Mourinho. I don't know who else is getting. That's what I'm thinking. What the last I heard was it's still they must. Perez has rejected the opportunity to have like a live debate. They were gonna have a debate, and then the voters must watch this thing and then cast their vote.
Kind of like the American thing.
He's not doing this. He's not doing this. They must vote for him because he's delivered 60 trophies.
To give Perez his due, he's one of the most revolutionized presidents in world football. And what he does in taking a club and turning it into a business model. I think for me, he's up there, one of the greats. But I also think his time has come. And I think that transition needs to happen now. True. Because if you go out to journalists and attacking journalists about what you said about my health and who's your name, and taking your name down, and he's having this crash out of, I was robbed of 7 La Liga titles and this and that. Look, for me, there was 2-3 seasons ago where I said La Liga doesn't have a referee problem. That was a big thing. And it became a problem because he started complaining when Vinicius Jr. dives, gets simulation, and then he says, no, it should have been a penalty for clear things like that. And they start getting this entitlement, arrogant thing, and it went down all the way into the locker room to where you can see it on the pitch. Where they have this entitlement.
He's a mafia. He's like a mafia boss, that guy.
I call him the dictator. I call him the dictator.
He has a lot of power in football.
He has a lot of power in football. He has a lot of power in business in Spain. But I think they need to do that transition now. Before the guy's old, I think he's in his 80s already. Tomorrow, you never know. We don't wish it on anybody. But if he dies or something happens, somebody needs to take over. Then it's not going to be a big shock. And
they already did the vote of impeachment to get him out of, to kind of, they spread the whole thing around. So then they have to get enough signatures and then basically he'll be taken out. But the thing is, he got them so much success and the success was still very recent. So he's definitely going to get like at least next season. And I think that's why he's going after Mourinho. You bring in Mourinho now, he's a big name coming into the team. You do see it as the only issue with Xabi Alonso and also Arbeloa at the club itself was the fact that they didn't have a manager that can be like that's actually going to be like what Mourinho did with Dele Alli. Let me come into my office. Let's speak about this. Okay, if you don't want to listen to me, I'm going to put you on the bench. That's something that Mourinho does bring. Mourinho is the kind of person that will put Mbappe on the bench and Mbappe can't say anything about it. So they need a
because
big
his ego is
personality.
bigger than all of this.
They need to bring in a big personality, and Mourinho knows that better than anyone. So I weirdly do see this. I can see it. I can see it going bad, but also I can see it going really well for Real Madrid. And I mean, they do have a lot of bad
do you
apples in the
think
squad.
that is needed right now with today's generation of footballers?
That's the thing. That's why I also
I
don't
don't
feel like
I don't think that
he's a what do they say? Analog manager in the digital age.
But if you think about it nicely,
didn't he go unbeaten in the Portuguese league?
And still didn't win the league.
He still didn't win the league.
He's in the third.
But if you think about it, gents, the thing is, they tried going the other route with getting a young manager that used to play.
It didn't work.
They got Xabi Alonso. It clearly didn't work because you have players in the team that think they're bigger than the manager. You have an Mbappe who got signed on the basis that I'm going to play every game because it's in my contract that I get a performance bonus for every single game that I play. He already has that. And now you told him you're going to start every game of the season. That with Vinny Jr., who was told you are the main man in our team. Now we go and sign Jude Bellingham. Oh, and a season later we're going to sign Mbappe also. But you were told you're the main guy. You were told a season ago you're going to get 70 million a year come the end of the year. Now it's like, oh, but we can't because wage restrictions means we must give this to Mbappe, and now we can't give it to you. That's the problem. We have too much bad that's going wrong. So I can see going for Mourinho can be something that might work for them because if anything, he's going to shake up stuff, and that could be what they need. He's going to come in on the first day, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen in pre-season because the thing is, Mourinho is an old school coach, but maybe this is a situation that needs that. Because unfortunately, two managers this season, plus a caretaker manager, all of them were way too weak for that squad. So why not bring someone in with a better pedigree? Because before him, look how well it worked for Carlo Ancelotti, how well he was doing it. And Carlo Ancelotti was around before Mourinho was there, and it worked out for him. You see what I mean? So I think it's something that could work for Mourinho coming into the season. So firstly, like I was saying before, I'm excited to see Mourinho back. I'm 100% sure it's going to happen. There's no other managers they can be looking at. They're definitely not going to give it to Arbeloa. So Mourinho back in the league. On the Arsenal point that Ahmad made earlier, I can weirdly see that, but that's mainly, I can see Arsenal struggling next season, but it's mainly just on the basis that your fans are so weird where it's like, I feel like if you start next season and for some reason, if you can't get results in, let's say the first 5 to 10 games, let's just say you don't get results, your fans are going to be that same people that's going to turn on Arteta. Then it's going to be, you're going to see banners and stuff. Arteta must go. And that's my biggest worry. That's where I really feel sad for Arteta because he created growth. Yes, there was bad moments, but now look at the high. And I weirdly feel like you guys can so easily go back to that thing of like, Arteta out. Arteta must hoy now. We need a better manager. So that's what I'm worried about next season if the results don't go your way.
And just finish, sorry.
Oh, no, you go with them.
I was going to say, just to leap onto what you're saying, I think, Dave, if you have to be critically honest, Arsenal footballers last 15 games, not 2-3 games, 15 games, did not speak or spell out champions. Do you know what I mean? Or champions football. So I think, let's say next season starts, first 5 games, those 1-0 wins turn into 1-1 draws, and you draw 3 and win 2. And let's say a United, because you know how it is also, the luck of the draw, how the pictures set out, right? And United get the top 3, the 3 promoted clubs. All 3 happen to be going to Old Trafford, and United start the season, played 5, won 4, drawn 1. Then it's going to be a case of, league winning over, Arteta out, look up, we're dropping off, blah, blah, blah. So I think, I just, for your sake, I think that now the shackles is off. Now they're going to go back to being free Arsenal and playing with a lot of
that's the thing.
Freedom.
That's what I was going to say. What if the shackles off because the monkey is off their back now? But
you don't know. It's but like
you don't know.
Time will tell. Look to see what is the reaction or the type of performances now. Are you going to continue the way you ended those last 10, 15 games? How you guys played, which was just about clinging on, getting over the line. Yeah. Or do you now go, let's go back to 2 years ago, let's express ourselves. We don't need to pursue that league trophy. We've got it now. We've got credit in the bank. Now let's push on to, let's say you don't win Saturday. Now the focus turns to let's bring the European trophy in. Let's now go gung-ho at this thing and throw
that's why I
all
said
our eggs in
we're
one
talking
basket.
position. We should be dominating the league now for the next couple of years.
And the fact is, David,
that's my point. That's my honest opinion. Pepper's
Arsenal's the
gone.
most attractive club now in England for foreigners. Like the top players, foreign players now in the different leagues. Arsenal would be their first port of call. Remember, it used to be United, then it was Chelsea, then it was City. Arsenal have always been an attractive venue, destination for players, and I think now even more so. You could see, let's say, the Rodrigo at Madrid, the one that was unhappy that was
Rodrigo.
You could see him ending up at Arsenal next season because he's not getting game time. You know?
No, but he's not getting game time because he has an injury up until the end of this year.
Yeah,
that's
why.
I was using an example. I'm just making a hypothetical.
You're making an example. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
You're talking about that kind of player in that bracket.
Yeah.
You're talking about the player in that bracket.
Yeah,
I see what Bram's getting at. Yeah,
I know what
I get what you're getting at, Bram. But remember also,
Arsenal because trophies there, the venue, marketing, PR-wise, Arsenal is up there now. And as far as Adidas is concerned, as being like the face of the club, face of Adidas with Madrid. So you could see Arsenal, if they were going to strengthen and they splash, there's going to be serious players coming through the door at Arsenal.
but also, Bram, just to hop onto that, I just want to make 2 points quick. Like the one is also, remember, winning a league. Also, it doesn't necessarily take off the shackles. If anything, it puts another shackle on. Because why were we crediting? Why were we crediting Arne Slot so much this year? It was because of the fact that he won last year. And also, what did Arne Slot do after winning the league?
Let's be honest, that was shit. 12 losses tied. Come now.
No, but
that's why you got criticized.
No, but listen, that's still the point. The fact is that Arsenal is going into next season now. Now it's not, let's compete. The thought now is, let's win this title. And the thing is, if results don't go your way, unfortunately, that can turn sour very quickly. Because also, even just spending, it sounds easy, but then you go to the example of like Liverpool, and it's like, yeah, they spent over 200 million on 2 players. But then it's like, did that make the squad better? Not at all. If Arsenal do the same thing and they do go for certain players, now immediately it could change up things. So I mean, it's a thing of like, we can't just assume Arsenal's going to do well next season just based off of that. Because if anything, the one thing that is always exciting about the Premier League, every single season always looks different. Next season, something totally different could happen. And I know Pep Guardiola's gone, but now it's also coming into that area, that area of like, you have some other exciting managers that could be doing something. Carrick's going to get the full year. I'm not saying that, I'm not a United fan at all, but I'm saying if they play that kind of football.
Carrick has 3 games a week now. Sorry to break your word.
Oh, no, but I'm just saying.
That is a key point, Davey. That's a key point.
No, it's a key point, but I'm just saying if they can translate that kind of football and they start picking up results, all of a sudden they could be contenders come the end of the season. So I'm saying next season is really, what I'm saying in Arsenal's favor is that it's going to be extremely exciting next season because we genuinely don't know what we're going to get. We're all basically saying that Arsenal aren't just 100% favorites from the beginning just because they won the league. We're saying like anything could happen next year.
No, 100%. I agree. So fair's all fair's, but yeah, gents, we have come to the end of the show. We are I think we should do the team of the season and the better league chat again. But it's been an awesome
final.
Yeah, after the Champions League final, I think let's do it then. Yeah, it's been an awesome season, and Eid Mubarak to all our Muslim viewers.
Eid Mubarak, thanks guys.
Now for the lovers, DVD, it's Ahmad, it's Total Touch, Bram, and we are out of here. Bless.
Bye, guys.
Cheers.
To see if the stream ends.